So this is apparently the scariest moments. We'll see if these are scary or not.
This place, these things right here, these tombs, they talk. And they're telling us that this place had a lot of death, a lot of darkness, and this may be one of the most haunted places in the world. And we're going to find
I'm so sorry. You go to a grave site, and the first thing you say is, "These stones tell us that there's a lot of death here." No, what? Dude, I thought this was a Wendy's. Come on. You're telling me all of these things that look like tombstones have dead people buried, either inside or next to them? I couldn't have thunk yet.
that out. And when we get locked down, we're getting ready to get locked down inside the underground vaults. We're here with Kenny. Kenny, you're the caretaker here at the vaults, and you're going to be the one locking us in here.
Certainly will.
Now, there's a secret door here that has that lock on it. Can you show us that door so we can get this investigation started? Okay. You see this? This is the lockdown. This is the lockdown. This is the key that's going to lock us in here. And I guess this is the door that leads down to the vaults.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Pleasure.
Thanks, buddy. And will you let us out at sunrise? I think that's 6:40 a.m.
6:40, that sounds
We'll
right.
see you then, okay?
Yeah.
If we're not at this door, come down here and look for us. We might be lost.
I can't promise
Okay.
anything, but good luck.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks. Cheers. Aaron, can you see in front of you?
Is
it-
It's black.
Is it? All right. Watch out. Watch out.
Watch your step.
Nick, come down here so we can use that light. I don't have my flashlights yet.
Oh, shh.
What?
Dude, I just heard something.
What?
It was like a scuffle. Like...
It's probably a rat, my guy.
Let's go in here and call that base.
Here?
Yeah. Look at that down there. These are all these underground vaults that just go on and go on and go on. So this
Like,
is
if you hear
the room
scuttling, it's
that we
probably a rat.
Let's call this room base. Let's get set up, get our night vision cameras, turn that big light off. Let's go. All right, well, we're down in the vaults now. Our lockdown has begun, and right now we're going to begin our investigation. You guys know flashlights. Let's just walk around. We came in here, did a walkthrough earlier. We had a lot of activity then, so now it's time to continue off of
Activity
that.
of rats.
It's time for me to keep my promise and try and tally up this Mr. Boots guy.
Mr. Boots is the demonic spirit who is claimed to be the one attacking the living and the one I want to meet.
Are you gonna come out and show yourself?
So imagine that you're this demon that's like trying to shoo everybody away from the property, and they give you a fucking nickname, Mr. Boots. Like, how humiliating is that? Why? How do we name these entities? Is it just like going to a pet store and being like, okay, well, this one's gonna be Spot, this one's Mr. Boots, and you will be Zozo, or whatever the fuck his name is from a Ouija board thing. You know, I kind of want Mr. Boots to come out and smack Zach. If I was a powerful entity, I would be embarrassed.
To us? Come on, Mr. Boots. You were the guy everybody's saying not to mess with.
So let's mess with Mr.
Nobody's
Boots.
ever challenged you before, huh? Well, I'm gonna challenge you. We heard that you don't like big shiny lights shining in your face. Are you over there? You don't
He's
lights
like,
being shined in your face, do
he
you?
reminds me of every protagonist in, what's it called, Paranormal Activity, where you just taunt the demon or taunt the entity, and he's just being a complete jackass about it.
Well, I want you to come and do it to me right now. Is this your room over here?
Like, he is being very
Is
obnoxious.
this your room?
Get him, Mr. Boots, get him.
This is where they say not to go. I remember this room.
during our walkthrough, Des Brogan told us the dark history of this room.
On this corner, there's the body of a young girl whom Mr. Boots murdered.
This is where you killed this prostitute that was laying right there in the corner. Are you looking at me in my face? Because you know what they said not to do? Shine a light in your face. Am I shining it in your face right now? Do you not like this? I want you to make a noise or do something and tell me that you don't like this.
Right over here, dude.
It's happening, it's happening, it's happening. So you don't like us, Mr. Boots, huh? You don't like us? Do you hear Mr. Boots? Because you're the one they say attacks people really quick. I don't even know where we're going. We're still by his room. Okay. Reading at it too. Are you touching him?
After I ask, are you here, Mr. Boots?
I can't take this shit seriously. I am so sorry to the demon that they're trying to capture. Mr. Boots is so humiliating. And then he tops it off with, "Are you touching me, Mr. Boots? Mr. Boots, are you touching me? Is it weird that I'm scared?" You gotta remember that, I mean, there are things out there that we can't explain. But 9 times out of 10, if it's on one of these shows, it's full of shit. But we're just making fun of the fact that they named the entity Mr. Boots. But Zach is so obnoxious.
Room and disappear near my neck.
Oh, Nick. Oh my God. It's up to a 10. It's up to a 10.
Oh my god, it's Mr. Boots.
Throughout history, many cultures have been plagued by versions of the Zozo demon. In the last decade,
Called it.
there have been multiple reports of spirit boards spelling out the name Zozo. Z-O, 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 back and forth. The entity that is summoned can inflict severe physical and psychological damage. We're here in Oklahoma City to investigate a house where Zozo was unleashed through a spirit board.
Not Zozo. Anything but Zozo.
Hi, Darren. Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Pretty good. How are you?
After Darren Evans contacted Zozo through a spirit board in this house, he and his family were terrorized. He has since dedicated himself to educating the public about Zozo.
Who do you think Zozo is?
I think it's an ancient force. I believe it's demonic.
Zozo the Ancient
There's the
Force
cult of Zotes,
was friends with Mr. Boots.
Burma. There's the voodoo connection where Zo actually means shaman in the ancient West African
There's
voodoo.
so many different.
There's so many connections, and it's always very evil.
Did Zozo possess you?
I think so. I've had some really bad things.
I mean,
bad things have happened.
I'm gonna
that have
play-
been after-
Terrible phrase, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If you call me in the hours that I'm trying to sleep, I'm gonna be mad too. I mean, how do you know that Zozo wasn't like on a hot date or something when you decided to take it upon yourself and use the Ouija board? Maybe it was between the hours of 4 and 5, as I hear that's supposed to be Willie's time. Maybe that was Zozo's time. I'm just saying people can be quite inconsiderate. Maybe that's why I got angry.
after getting off the board.
It's real, isn't it, Darren?
Oh, it's real.
Zozo's totally real, guys. Totally real.
As we were setting up for Darren's interview, I discovered his wife Kathleen pacing the street outside the house. She told me she's very uncomfortable being here because of what this house did to her husband 4 years ago.
The person that was looking at me was not Darren. It was this evil entity.
Coming through him?
Yes. And I believe it was Zozo.
You believe it was who?
Zozo?
We
Who
have
else
a
but
plan to
Zozo?
interview Kathleen, but I want to hear how she feels about her husband going inside the house where he was possessed by a demon.
Do you want him to do this with us?
No, I don't.
I mean,
Comfortable with that.
how do you think she feels, my guy?
Memories of my life. I really believe that my husband was possessed by this demon.
After an emotional discussion, Darren and Kathleen decide to go back in together.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. You sure, Darren? You want to do this?
Let's do it.
can we go pray first?
There we go. Protein.
It's a stairway. It makes weird noises when you walk up and down it, and we would hear those noises all the time, and there'd be nothing there. And this happened all the time. What was that?
I heard that.
What was it? This happened all the time. This happened all the time.
This shows are always so bad. It really is.
I go to investigate this sound that
Like
all of us
I can't believe I used to watch this when it first came out,
something is toying with us.
and
Sound like footstep upstairs.
I kind of bought it. I'm almost ashamed to say that I did buy the show when it came out, but it was like now that I watched more of these, they're all the same thing, like literally, with the corny acting.
So scared I would actually have to sleep.
Not to mention, my guy, yeah, he really is not a good person at all.
I saw her at the bottom of the stairs. It lifted and carried off her feet. I bolted down the stairs as quickly as I could, and by the time I turned the corner, she was gone, and I could hear her in the basement screaming.
Did this?
Well, I believe in ghosts. I don't trust ghost shows either, and there's a couple reasons for that. I remember what's that. So there's a couple reasons why I don't trust ghost shows specifically. One is obviously the evidence is never cohesive. I see new redeems. I do have new redeems. So you want to see what you just bought? There we go. This is my new avatar. It was supposed to be chibi, but it was terrible. So, I made a doll. Well, I gotta shrink myself. There. I got stuffy ass arms. I got no strings to hold me down. I am so proud of this. This is so dumb. This is like probably one of the dumbest things I've done. But Chucky, eat your heart out. I guess so. I make these cracks look good. I just love how the stubby arms just kind of sit there. Well, if there's anything haunting this dream, it's definitely my look. Oh gosh. So, yay! You found a secret model. I should have like little puppet arms going. Let's see, I also have a regular doll as well. And unfortunately, we're going to have to go super big because I have to do the little X thing. There we go. We squished. It's okay. Everybody wants, this is going to be a PSA for everybody, okay? Everyone wants a fat ass until they realize that with the fat ass comes great responsibility, okay? When you bend down, it goes down with you. When you jump up, it's an anchor that holds your ass back down to earth. When you fall down ass first. I'm just saying, when you're packing in the back, you gotta take all of it. You take all that weight, and if you don't have the top counterweight, you weeble wobble and you fall down. Not only that, but if you have a wider ass, or just, more weight in general, even if it's just your back end, your sciatic nerve actually pinches and throws out of whack a lot more often than if you have a regular ass. If you stretch too much, sciatic nerve's pinched. That means your back and hips hurt. You walk uphill, even if it's just, to keep yourself healthy and everything. Sciatic nerve is pinched. Back and hips hurt. You exercise too roughly, back and hips hurt. Oh yeah, I don't believe a lot of these shows only because they oversell it, there's no concrete proof, and the host is generally a dickhead.
We are long afar across the ocean, and we are getting ready to get locked down inside this massive castle. Just kidding, I'm not across the ocean. I'm right here in America.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
This is Manresa Castle in Port Townsend, Washington. It is a real castle. It has the dark history of a castle. It has the ghosts of a castle. And it's about to have the appropriate paranormal investigators to find those ghosts and talk to them. Let's do this.
It's all yours.
With Jay, our audiovisual tech, monitoring a live surveillance nerve center, Billy, Aaron, and myself begin our investigation by heading to a known activity hotspot, the breakfast room. This is where earlier a door opened and shut on cue, while we also captured a chilling voice saying, "Help her."
I didn't hear shit.
Someone down here?
What is that?
What is that?
That's this way.
What was that?
That's that
Did you
way.
hear it?
Sounds like it's from the hallway back here.
It's just a high-pitched squeaking noise.
Like a door opening.
Yeah, exactly.
This is creepy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's abandoned. It's gonna be a little creepy.
Sit down at one of these tables.
Like, literally, any place that's dark and abandoned, it's gonna be a little creepy.
Coming back where you like to throw a lot of stuff.
We continue investigating the back kitchen area but capture no evidence or unexplained activity, so we decide to move on. But right as we are leaving, Jay urgently alerts us to something.
Zach, just so you know, when you were asking for it to make sounds in the kitchen, it made 2 loud bangs in the basement.
Use the energy right now.
How do we know it's not somebody jumping up and down? Or throwing something?
Asking them to make a noise in the kitchen. They're making noises in the basement.
Let's go, guys.
This is where a housekeeper told us that she was violently attacked and had the handprint of a child on her leg and also got punched in the face down here.
Next thing I know, I felt a punch in my face.
I'm low key. I mean, I'd be pissed too if I got punched in the face, but I think the ghost was giving you a hint. She is irrationally calm for somebody that got hit in the face by a ghost. Like, if you got punched by a ghost, I feel like you wouldn't be like that super nonchalant about it. Like, oh yeah, I got punched by a ghost here. I feel like you would be like trying to find evidence of it. You know, not through a totally not staged TV production. That's just me.
Are you making noise down here? You like attacking women?
Hold on, I gotta pause this again. So that's where Mike Tyson's spirit dwells and why he lost. Well, 2 things could have happened. Either A, Jake Paul actually gave 1 good punch and Mike Tyson lost his spirit. It came to that place and punched that lady in the face because it was mad. Or Netflix's buffering for the fight made Mike Tyson lose his spirit. And that's why he lost. Either way, Mike Tyson lost. And I personally don't think he should have, despite being the age he is. It could just be my distaste for Jake Paul and my bias that, I think it was the buffering, lost his soul to the buffering. I think everybody lost their soul when Netflix was buffering. So many people are so pissed, and I know they're trying to do stream the NFL game live as well. And it's like, Netflix, get your shit together. And rightfully so, I think Netflix owes them at least a month free. Because if I spent the amount of money that these people did just to watch something live, and your only choice to watch it was like through 1080p, which is no different than watching my stream right now, or and it's supposed to be like a 4K professional, and or you had to deal with the buffering. And in some cases, people had it buffer while watching the 1080p. And I can't imagine that. I can't imagine, like, but paying extra for streaming a live event and then having this shit happen.
Bruising him and punching him in the face? Alright, with who's coming down there right now, do what you did to that lady to him.
If you're down here, I need you to make a noise. And whatever that noise is, I'll walk to, I promise.
So you're not even gonna have the ghost punch you in the face? You're gonna have him punch a protege? Dude. That is a low blow.
That would have been the height of a kid. What if it's the kid? Alright.
What if it's a kid punching? And she's coming in with a steel chair.
Walking right down the hallway right now.
See if there's somebody in the hallway, Bill.
Someone's walking right above us.
Okay.
No, there's nobody up here.
Dude, you heard
I heard that.
that sounded like someone walking normal,
Right.
just real quickly.
Right.
Yeah, there's nobody in the hallway.
Or perhaps it's special effects.
Is this the same spirit that we heard open a door in this area earlier?
What is that?
Oh, my eye clips. I didn't realize that. Oh well.
It's to the left there. Left of that camera. Are you coming? I'll be in there in a minute. Go in. Shh.
Whoa! Stop!
Whoa.
I just heard a girl giggle, bro. Did you hear that? I swear to God, it sounded like... Hang on, let me just see if there's any steps. That's all cement. Dude, I heard a kid.
We just want to talk. Hello? Somebody back there?
Maybe.
That's how pitch dark it is in here.
Then, if you're faking it, we won't be able to see the many ways that you could possibly fake this.
We need a place to stay.
Yeah, it's creepy, dude.
Hello, can you speak?
It's creepy and everybody's buying it.
Whoa. Hold on. There's somebody back here.
What was that?
Wait, did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded...
Like a woman?
It sounded weird.
That's it, talk.
It sounded weird.
We both hear a woman's voice in the distance, but our camera's audio doesn't capture it. So we decide to use the high sensitivity of our digital recorder's microphone in an attempt to capture her voice. Can you continue to speak? Can you tell us who you are?
Do you hear a heartbeat? Hear the thumping? Thump.
A car or something? Yeah, I hear a car spewing out. Upon immediate review of our
Captain Airbrush
DVD
making me
session,
hungry.
listen very closely. As Aaron and I are discussing the distant sound of a car, a mysterious voice repeats what I'm saying, and then moments later, another faint voice comes through and says, "Demon."
Okay, I don't hear demon. I heard take that.
And there was something like that, and then you
I
heard...
hope it's not what I think it said. Why did you say
Oh, tell me if you guys heard demon. I didn't hear demon. I heard take that.
If you're a demon, then why was it such a little whisper? Why wasn't it demon?
Like, because it's not a demon.
What's your name?
Maybe it's Mr. Boots.
Is there someone in that back hall? If so, bang on the wall.
Mr. Boots coming in with the steel chair.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Female voice?
Sounds just like what we heard heard earlier.
Female voice.
This is getting frustrating. Aaron and I hear the female voice yet again, but it's not captured on our audio. We start to wonder if the deeper male voice is preventing this female spirit from communicating with us. So we decide to use our SB7 spirit box to see if we can reach her.
God, that thing sounds so annoying. How can you hear anything from that?
Right as Aaron and I are talking about no voices coming through, you can clearly hear.
And other electronics can fuck it up, like. Maybe it's Mike Tyson.
Look, we're sorry we got excited, but you gotta understand we can feel a lot of intense energy.
I'm sure.
Aaron and Billy are sensing that they're not alone in the nursing home.
They know we're here, Aaron.
Night of the Living Old People. They come from the walls. Tapioca.
I just heard footsteps upstairs.
Early bird special. Matlock.
That sounds like a wolf.
What?
I heard it like,
Hey, it sounded like an animal snorting.
okay, let's go.
Are you sure that's not the cameraman?
Someone up here?
Hello?
Aaron now begins using his Ovulus 3
Early bedtimes.
to see if he
No, not the early bedtimes.
spirit.
I do like sponge bats.
Did it just say Nick?
It just said Nick.
That's the investigator that
That's
we
the guy
interviewed.
they always ask for.
Earlier, we interviewed a man named Nick who is extremely affected by an entity that occupies this building.
All of a sudden, my wrist was just grabbed.
This entity is trying to tell you something. It's trying to
Communicate something.
you.
And that guy Nick is here all the time.
All the time. He
All the
says
time.
he always gets his name on stuff. He's
Right.
always asked for.
First name that comes up on the Iblis when we're here.
Right. Bam.
They're familiar with him.
He told us that you'd be asking for him.
Maybe they like Nick.
He said you would ask for his name, and you did.
Maybe instead of giving them one butterscotch, Nick gives them two.
Oh,
Butterscotch is amazing.
Send. Send. Send who?
Send Nick.
You leave.
There we go. Spoil the mystery. Orange Theory. At least it's exercising.
You leaving.
Did it just say Nick again?
Just said his name.
Earlier, Nick told us that his
Just pour out some scotch for them. No, like the butterscotch. You know, the hard candies. Old people like hard candies.
Further validates that when someone investigates a location over 150 times and seems visually affected by an entity, it's no coincidence that his name comes through twice out of only 3 total voices. So Nick, if you're watching this, the spirits here want you to come back and face them.
Have you ever disrespected the entity?
I usually don't provoke at all.
Usually.
They also like scotch.
When they just
They do,
said
don't
that guy's
they?
name, it just felt like a wave of energy.
Right.
Over my back.
As Aaron and Jay experience several waves of dark energy emanating from the coal room inside the Goldfield High School, they just received a disturbing clue which may point to the demise of one of its students.
Is there someone buried under this school? Spot. Is the spot?
Is a spirit coming through and telling them that this is the spot where the little boy was killed in the coal room? Or is it telling them they need to find the spot where many say a little girl was killed and buried?
This is the spot.
I hate those spirit boxes. Like, you have everything is left up to interpretation.
It's been windy.
This is female?
This is female.
Buried? Female?
Yeah.
It's talking.
Information?
Dude, it's giving us information about the girl. Put it together. It's talking about the girl that was supposed to be buried under the ground.
Aaron and Jay now feel this information is specifically regarding the young female who is said to have been killed and buried here on this property. Now they must find the exact spot. I've performed hundreds of investigations.
How do you know that?
I am legitimately afraid to walk inside.
I don't believe you.
And allow myself to be surrounded by hundreds of clowns. Their evil grins, soulless eyes, and in a place where spirits are known to take their form.
I've had a guy that woke up in the middle of the night and experienced a clown in his room.
I'm not afraid to admit that.
Hold on. That's a segue. I was gonna say, the only clowns in that room is Zach and his people. Sometimes I have to ask, like, who sets this stuff up?
That I have a very real disorder called coulrophobia.
Yeah. Jingle, jingle, Zach. Look at the little friends that you have.
Rolling.
I think he's startled.
Do you possess these clowns? Can I hear you laugh?
The life-size clown doll's left hand just moved off of its lap. I try to debunk that this was caused simply by my footsteps, but right here you can see me standing absolutely still while this doll's hand moves. Whether this was caused by gravity, ghosts, or this
It's
possessed
dust.
doll, I don't care.
For the four of us to be locked down inside of this prison, it's a literal lockdown. Literally a lockdown. In a prison known and called by the inmates as Hellhole Prison.
While the four of us are locked down inside, our audio-visual tech Jay Wasley will be monitoring a live nerve center set up in the museum section of the prison. Decide to begin our investigation by using the structured light sensor camera.
Like, doesn't he always do lockdowns?
Apparition seen here in this 1940s photo.
I feel like this is a normal thing for him.
Kind of ambush style. Shoot the SLS camera in the cells and see if there is an inmate in any of these cells. Somebody in here. John Ryan, show yourself.
John Ryan committed suicide in this very cell, and his spirit traumatized this woman who we interviewed earlier.
This hand was pushed back.
You in there, John Ryan?
Anything on SLS?
We continue investigating John Ryan's cell, but it seems he's not here right now, and we receive no evidence on the SLS camera. But as we begin walking back towards base camp, we all hear firing.
Oh.
What's going on? Is someone screaming?
That was a scream.
Yeah.
It was.
Over there. On that side. Someone's.
But you're not gonna find the source.
It sounded like a little girl screaming.
Jay, come in. Go ahead.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was a terrifying scream.
Drop what you're doing. Come here. Where'd you hear that at, Jay? It came from like the back area?
The audio I had on was the camera looking down the long hall.
And it echoed through here. That's what we just heard.
Dude,
Did you hear that?
yeah, it was loud.
That was loud.
Sounded
Jay
like
heard
a
it
kid
too.
screaming.
Just in pure terror.
Right. What's going on? Is someone screaming?
We raced towards the entrance
Could
to
be
the dark
anything.
cell where what sounded like a little girl screaming in terror came from. Earlier, we interviewed Dawn, who told us a little girl's spirit haunts the dark cell.
The dark cell is rumored to be haunted by a young girl who went down to the river to play and fell in and drowned.
Having checked the outside perimeter of the prison and finding no one around the train tracks, we conclude that this mysterious scream cannot be debunked.
I mean, it actually can be. It's just, it'd go against her show.
Okay? I want to split up so we can cover this whole prison. That was loud as
As we investigate the Titanic Museum in Branson, Missouri, we're stationed on the promenade deck.
We're gonna go to the window right now.
Will Zach's heart go on? Time will tell.
To see if there's a handprint that formed on. Oh my God, Jay, come here. Jay's back.
He is so startled.
He's back. It's a little kid up there.
His hands are out to his sides.
It's like he's balancing up there.
Somehow, some way, he's. Okay, here he. Oh, he just went through the window.
Oh.
Aaron and Billy, come in. Aaron and Billy, come in.
I don't think you want to be on the show, Zach.
We baited the window with candy and toys. The center one where the handprints were. I'm doing SLS. I'm shooting the windows at an angle. Nothing's happening.
But he got free candy and toys? I don't like candy and toys. But I don't want to be on Zach's show. Maybe it's for the best.
Standing here for 10 minutes, nothing. All of a sudden, 2 windows down, there's a little figure standing on the guardrail looking through the window. Then he disappears. He comes back, and now he's between the 2 windows. He's just standing there with his arms out. Never seen anything like it before. Then comes down a little bit and literally disappears, shoots through the window. You can see his body go through the window towards you guys at the musicians gallery. What is going on over there right now? And be very aware that he may be going over there right now.
Immediately after I radio Aaron and Billy to tell them that I just saw this little figure shoot through the window, heading towards them in the music gallery.
Trying to get away from you, Zach.
Some cookies and candy. Then they begin receiving additional.
Oh, he's got
evidence of this
Oreos.
child's spirit.
Hold on.
Can you just shine your light right here? Just so I can see.
I mean, you can have lifesavers, but I like Oreos.
Oh my God. Female. We're setting up it right now, this thing, and it says female as I'm grabbing the cookies. Isn't it supposed to be a little girl? Yeah. As we're setting up, I just have the Ovilus going to be safety, and it's a female on it, and we're wondering, are you a female kid?
I like that on the device it says dictionary, as if you don't know what these words mean. Or maybe is it just dictionary as in this is what it has in its reservoir? The words that the spirit box pick out is always going to be super ambiguous to where you could drop your own conclusion. So if you really are sure that you want that specific ghost to show up, even if it doesn't physically show up, or if it show up in any other means, if the spirit box says girl, you can say it's specifically that ghost. So really, I feel like a lot of these devices kind of feed into your paranoia. And they feed into whatever bullshit belief you want. That's just my thing about these types of shows. But they got Oreos.
I'm gonna move this. There's no handprints on this one. The little figure appeared 2 windows down. I'm gonna move this so I can see with the light. Go over there and see if there's any handprints that appeared in these windows. All of these were cleaned before tonight. This is one.
That these shows, just like with any other reality television, they can cut things out, they can add things in. Like, it's not far-fetched to say that he's just trying to put on a good, entertaining show. Like, none of this is real. Because if it was this easy to capture ghosts, then everybody would be able to do it. And that's the thing. Like, Zach is not special. He thinks he is, but he is really not special. Anybody can literally do this stuff.
This is two. Oh my god. I can see it from here. You see that right there? Look, right there and right there. There's two sets of hands.
Whoa.
One set of hands.
It's almost like somebody did it beforehand.
Those are fresh. This is the same window that we just witnessed the SLS figure jump through. We also know 100% that the staff here at the Titanic Museum cleaned all of the windows right before our investigation.
How do we know that?
And then there's one down here. Do you see that
We
one?
don't.
On here. Oh my god, there's actual finger marks here. You can see the grooves, like the actual fingerprint.
Which looks relatively fresh.
As Jay and I begin making our way over to Aaron and Billy to show them our new evidence, the guys continue trying to make contact with this figure who has already told them that she's a female.
How old are you? How old are you? You're kind. How old are you? There's a lot of commotion. No, what? Dude.
6? Oh my god, Zach, get in there.
Questions we are asking right now are incredible and you're answering all of them.
Hey, the second that you guys said switch it up and talk to the child.
And I put this on because there's no time to waste. And it basically says female. And I asked how old are you and it says 6.
Are you
I'm dead serious.
It is now time for us to begin the summoning ceremony.
Oh, these are
Whether or
silly.
not we can document hard, concrete evidence while under these very suspicious circumstances, which also makes this dangerous for us.
Suspicious circumstances. How are they doing? Sounds like a foghorn.
As soon as Ted stands up, a moth begins to circle his head in a very unusual manner.
Like, did the moth like actually circle his head or just fly by him? Because I see fly by him.
Before me, flames.
That moth is going through the flames.
And as he was saying that, it was going from top to side as he was speaking. It was kind of strange.
It went through the flames.
It's almost as if moths are attracted to light. Brother, do you have lamp? You got flame. So no, it's not strange that a moth will literally go towards flame and light itself on fire.
Boom! It's still alive.
It's going to every
Every candle.
Now, that same moth is flying to each lit candle in sequential order, passing through the flames without...
Okay, who wants to bet that they have something on a string and they're like pulling it towards the open flames?
without catching on fire or dying.
I think.
How do we know? We don't. It's almost as if you cut the footage.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought when we do it, we're supposed to read the first name in a round, right? And then we read the second names in a separate round. The first ones are directional and the second one is before us.
Yeah. Should we do it again?
I mean,
Do we know what we're doing here?
I mean, well, we technically, it was done wrong, technically.
As Ted told us earlier, he does this summoning ritual all the time. So why wouldn't he realize that we just conducted it wrong? If you do ceremonies like this in the wrong manner, they can have a very dangerous effect on everyone involved.
If they do perform ceremonies, then perhaps they were just incompetent or they did it on purpose. They purposefully did it. Why? Well, it gives it a good show. If everything you just said is real, it is what you want after all.
With a summoning ritual incorrect inside this Eureka, Utah home. We've all been put at risk. So I decide to head back into the house. And as I turn on the SLS camera, I aim it at Ted while he is in the back corner of this room.
It's Mr. Boots.
An anomaly appears directly
Mr. Boots came back to finish the job.
Moves over to the right and transforms into a figure.
There's just something above your head.
Mike Tyson's spirit with a steel chair.
The figure now appears to start pointing at Ted, and he immediately knows which side it is standing on.
There he is again. On my left. Yeah.
How do you know?
Quickly put the SLS camera down and grab my recorder to see if I can.
This means nothing. Nothing at all.
What is here? What connection do you have? What name are you connected to? Who brought you here? I hear Zach crystal clear.
As I ask this entity who it's connected to, it clearly says my full name.
I can't hear anything.
I hear Zach crystal clear.
We are all totally unprepared for what is about to be the most terrifying audio.
Okay, what I also hate about this too is the confirmation bias. Like, when you get a group of people in this type of scenario, and someone's like, well, I heard a noise over there. It's in the right condition, people will just gradually believe one another. Even if it didn't actually happen, or even if the likelihood of it happening is basically zero. Like, it's all the power of suggestion. It's one person gets freaked out, then everybody's going to get freaked out. They're all going to feed on the same vibe. It's what you need is the perfect environment, which they have, the perfect stressor, ghost hunting, and then you just need one person to freak out or say they heard something, and everybody will agree right to it. So regardless if they actually heard thing or not, most likely they didn't, but we don't actually know. Because the power of suggestion and the power of hysteria is a powerful thing, and humans gravitate towards that, naturally. You might even say, like a moth to a flame.
No evidence we have ever collected.
What the? Okay. Are you kidding me right now?
What was that?
Never heard that. Never.
What brought you here?
Goodness. They don't want to be there. They don't want to talk to you.
This building. It called out, and I answered its call. We're here at a building where so many different people have seen and heard spirits before their death when this was a care facility. Because we were told by the owner that there was a seance here many years ago, we are going to do a seance. But to do a
Seances don't mean anything, my guy.
some other energy besides us four. So on this camera, she doesn't know yet, but on this camera is Lauren. Say hi. Put the camera there. Drop the camera. And where's James? James has worked for me for how many years?
Coming on 8 now.
8 years. James is all assistant camera. Lauren and James, I just want to see if your energies can connect with the countless spirits that are said to occupy this building. Do you want to do this, James?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Are you hesitating?
I'm not hesitating. I'm going.
You
going
sure?
For it. Yes, sir.
Okay, James is in. What?
I'm a creepy girl. I've read occult books and whatnot. Or nothing too scandalous. But seance really doesn't mean anything. Like, there's a reason why Harry Houdini went out of his way to disprove mediumship. Because, again, as I said, hysteria and confirmation bias is a powerful thing, a seance is a perfect breeding ground for both.
What the hell?
Which I actually wouldn't mind watching a documentary about that. Because the whole reason why Harry Houdini disproved mediumship back in the Victorian era, where that was all the big thing, is because as a magician, like he knew what tips and tricks they were all using in order to get fame and notoriety, and it pissed him off. And plus, they're making money off of other people's misery. It's actually really interesting. Interesting story on how he done that. He disproved a famous medium at the time. Just disproved everything.
Yeah, something didn't feel right.
Is this anomaly seeming to manifest out of James' paranormal? We now head inside the ballroom.
We should actually bring back the term humbug.
Several people attended a seance years ago.
That's such a fun thing to say. Humbug.
When something made its presence known.
Humbug basically means bullshit. If you want to say something fancy and not actually swear, say humbug.
It got really cold over here, Zach.
Yeah, it was getting very cold by my hands. I started feeling wind by my hands.
That's like someone's laying something on their hand.
Look at that candle just next to James.
Yeah.
It's the only candle of all of them. All of them are still. There's no traps in here at all. It's just the candle. Are you getting that, Jay?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
We invite you within us. You may use our bodies to channel through us. Please join us.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, not just because of the normal, I say normal, but connotations of you don't invite dark entities to control you like a damn meat puppet, but also because I had a really bad imagination. My mind made me see things I didn't want to. It made me experience things that I wasn't ready for, like getting gangbanged by ghosts. Ah, why am I like this?
We all start hearing unexplained knocking sounds come from up the stairs near where Jeff is located.
What was that?
Did you hear the knocking?
Knocking or milking?
What the hell, dude?
I'm sorry, but I'm... Oh, knock. Okay, knocking, yeah. Knocking makes more sense than milking. I think that's enough internet for me today.